what I believe is sometimes when a new technology comes about, it is very easy to just go and do everything with the technology and forget our own strategy and what we're trying to do. We're trying to do the next shiny thing. And I think we have to stop, we have to think about what our strategy is and think about how these tools enable our strategies and help us progress and move forward. That's what I really believe in. So we have to think about our strategies and then we use these tools afterwards as well, not the other way around. Otherwise, we kind of can lose ourselves. We can lose ourselves in the function very easily. That's a great question. And I think it really starts with what jobs do we need to get done in HR? What do we need to do? And I think you can break those component parts down, whether it's onboarding, whether it's talent management, whether it's recruiting, etc. So all of those different areas are going to be really important. And then we've got to think about, what do we do today, but what can AI give us in the future that's actually different from what we get from today? So in these individual areas, what can we get from several applications that do each of these areas and each of these jobs? Or alternatively, you could have one platform where it does all of these things for you. And the other piece as well is, how does all of this help with the rest of the organization? What data do you have about other functions as well that may also help the HR function too? And when I was talking earlier today, I was talking today about a level 3 platform, and I think that's where HR gets integrated with supply chain or sales, etc. Well, it's probably the stuff of science fiction movies, but the thing is, it's kind of moving more and more into, I'll say, into reality. But I think what you're going to see is deep learning, I think, will progress more. Deep learning is where, the whole deep learning movement, if you will, kind of mimics the human brain. So the neural networks, they are created within deep learning to develop things like context. These are super hard, super difficult things. That's why they're not commonplace today. But I think with the advances in technology, there will be context that will be added, I think, over time. But albeit, I think that's going to be a little while away. But I think the next 5 years, you think about how far we've gone in the last 2 years with AI. You add another 5 years onto that. Already, you can go onto YouTube and look at what DeepMind are doing in things like robots, programming robots to play football. But here's the weird thing. The robots are not learning from any human program. The robots are training themselves. So it's a really interesting thing, and they're learning how to pass, block, tackle, all these kind of things. But a human wasn't involved in that. They were just being given a set of scenarios and simulations, these robots created, and then, it looks all a bit funky, but it's out there live and can be seen by everybody. I think it starts with a couple of things. I think one is, what's the strategy of the business, and then what kind of culture do you want around that business as well? And I think the HR director's job or the CHRO's job is going to be more about, how can we make AI more acceptable as a way of doing things, looking at how we used to do things versus how we can do things today and tomorrow using AI. I think modern day HR leaders are quite tech savvy. I think they have been for a while. I think quite a few of them. But I think we're going to see an agenda where CHROs and HR directors need to understand what is possible with AI and make sure that they take people on the journey, because this isn't about AI is just a replacement of what of you. It's going to replace maybe some of the activities you were doing. But what is that freeing you up to do? It's freeing you up to do more strategic, value-adding activities. It's a little bit like in the old days, you used to have an abacus. Now you have a calculator. Who's using an abacus? So today with AI, it's the equivalent of holding onto the abacus, as opposed to, do you not want to use a calculator then? So these are questions, but I think the HR leaders have got to make sure that the culture moves in that place. Communicating, and over-communicating the implications of AI in the business, as well as what it means for jobs, what it means for people, what it means for talent development, and all of those things as well. So that path has to be carefully worked out. The first thing is mindset.
Right.
I don't think everyone's ready. I think people are looking at it, people are excited about it and things, but I think the mindset around, okay, so what do I need to do and how will it be different? Investing the time to work out what AI is going to do for you. I think people are, they've got to work out what the cost benefit analysis of doing AI actually is and how you will do it. So I think the big problem around it is a mindset to really promote AI. I mean, you've got people in organizations today who are wondering what this thing is, and the trouble is they're still wondering what this thing is, as opposed to going out there and saying, well, let me just do 1 or 2 experiments, let me see where it can help. So I think one is mindset leading to kind of experiments, and I think that's one of the issues. I think the second issue is technology, because they have a lot of legacy technology. They don't know what's going to happen with that legacy technology moving forward. So I think that's the second thing. So legacy technology may be holding them back a little bit. And the third thing, if I'm really honest with you, is they haven't rethought what new roles of the future could look like. And so I'm going to stick with the old and not plan for the new.